What's up, guys? Hopefully I'm using the right... yeah, I think I am. Anyway, this is the quick analysis team preparation part of the video for Nacho, aka Hero Crochet with the Texas Tauros. I do have a lot less time and I had to rush my team building, so hopefully it's not gonna bite me in the ass, but I'm already 1.5 hours late for something. Well, right now there are people downstairs, like friends of my mom's and dad's, because my mom was turned 53, I think she turned 53 recently, so there are people coming over that right now, and yeah, it's nice for me to get involved with that. They will still be around when I have to do my playoff matches, so it's kind of annoying, so that means that I do have to be there in a few minutes actually, because that way that I've been there at least for a little bit. Anyway, quickly gonna go into the analysis for Texas Tauros. Hopefully you can't hear those people, but they're quite loud already because that's my family. But yeah, Texas Tauros, he has Mega Altaria, Excadrill, Hit Powder, Infinite, Vaporeon, Roserade, Tornadus, Eye, Unicorn, Bronzong, and Empoleon. Dude, he's only one as one RU-mon, and everything else is UU and OU. And his team is absolutely the most terrifying of the whole league. He has a lot of good synergy, he has a lot of options for his team, and he has the most broken mon in the league format, at least in my opinion, being Mega Altaria. As you can see, Sand Defense, Infinite is incredibly versatile. Vaporeon being bulky is of course a little bit less versatile, but can be used in multiple ways. Roserade, very versatile mon. Tornadus Eye, of course, I used it last season together with Unicorn and Bronzong on the same team. You know how well those things perform, at least I do. And Empoleon is very useful, of course, because it's Empoleon. Usually runs is a lure set with Shuka Berry, maybe Choco Berry, maybe the berry for to weaken electric type moves. I don't know, but usually Empoleon is a lure Empoleon and will be used effectively in that way. I think all of them I've seen basically lure Empoleons, but yeah. So Empoleon is a really good pick for him as well. It's of course a defogger which he didn't have on his team. He only had Excadrill as a spinner before that, so picking up Empoleon was definitely a good move on his end. Anyway, quickly gonna go into the these some things that I found on his team that were flaws, at least something that I can start building a team around and can hopefully exploit one basically. Okay, alright. I think Nacho is gonna bring Mega Altaria, Infinite or Uniclus, Excadrill, Hit Powder, the Sand Defense core, and either he could bring Bronzong specifically for my Kyurem Black, but I don't think he will expect Kyurem Black to be in. So he could also bring Empoleon. Not sure if he wants to bring it. It would be a defogger which could be useful, but Tornadus Eye is a very viable option, and yeah, everything is basically a very viable option. I think he's gonna bring Roserade though, out of all of those, so that's my expectations. That is what I think he will bring, those 6 months. But Roserade can be switched up from basically anything else, because everything has a very good possibility of being brought to the game. Noticeable flaws I found on his team. One very big one, he doesn't have any ghost resists. No ghost resists at all. And basically he doesn't have a dog type or a ghost type in general. He does have a psychic type with ghost moves, being a Uniclus, which is can be a threat, depending on its set. But yeah, other than that, he is basically pretty weak to a Coferigus, and especially a nasty Platrick one, which I am bringing. Just a spoiler alert. I know I said spoiler alert a little bit too late, but you get it just with. He also has a lot of speed control in Sand Defense. He has Dragon Dancing, Mega Altaria, he has Trick Room, he has Tailwind, priority Tailwind. So the best thing that I have to counter that is of course, like I said, Trick Room, because that's my speed control, and that's speed control that I can very much use against him. Only thing on his team that speed dies, if he is also the same, like no speed, no IVs, no speed, minus speed nature. That's a Uniclus, both are based 30 speed. That's his slowest mon on his team. Bronzong is based 33 speed, so I will outslow that anytime, all time, any day, anyway. Yeah, that's whatever. He does have a few forms of priority. Mach Punch, Vacuum with Fake Out and Infinite, and Aqua Jet and Empoleon. That's it. That's another flaw I can definitely exploit, and that's what I'm gonna do with my Absol. At least hopefully my Absol. Also, if not for Absol, I'm gonna do it with Cofagrigus, because like I said, Infinite, Mark Vacuum, Fake Out, that's the more than likely it's gonna bring as a priority. Doesn't hit Cofagrigus at all. And Empoleon with Aqua Jet is usually not that strong. And yeah, it's not likely that he's gonna bring it. Because it's usually not the best set to bring, and I do have counters to physical Empoleon, so I don't think he'll bring a physical Empoleon, so I don't feel like fearing that too much, but that's another possibility. He can definitely have on his team. But yeah, I think that's why Cofagrigus is gonna pull through for me this game. And yeah, he does have Prankster Tornadoes with priority, but like I said, nothing that's gonna damage Cofagrigus. So yeah. Anyway, let's see. I guess we'll go straight onto my team. Alright, there we go. First off, like I said, Cofagrigus. It's a Trick Room, Nestblood, Shadow Ball, Will-O-Wisp Cofagrigus set. Trick Room, Nestblood, Shadow Ball speak all for itself. Will-O-Wisp is there to cripple monsters that make me have an easier time setting up against them. For example, a Bronzong, which is, I don't know, Shadow Ball me to death. Who knows, it could just drop Toxic. Can't say that just yet, but yeah, I do have Will-O-Wisp for that. If I want to have an easier time setting up on something that really cannot touch me. And yeah, other than that, Shadow Ball is gonna run through his team. Just gonna run through his team. Can quickly get up his team. You cannot see his team, but Meg Altaria, if it's bulky, I do need to find out if it's bulky or not and how bulky it is. Can definitely put a stop to Cofagrigus, only if it's special, because Meg Altaria of course has the Pixelate ability. But if it's Pixelate, Return, Pixelate, whatever move he has, Facade, it's gonna hit up Cofagrigus, it's gonna get Mummy ability, and the next Pixelated, or the next Return, Facade, whatever he wants to go for, is not gonna damage me at all. Also Excadrill, if he does not bring Set Offense, which is of course an option, he might bring Mold Breaker, he might bring Assault Vest Excadrill. That could be a problem, but for that I do have Will-O-Wisp, like I said. Hippowdon, do need to weaken Hippowdon before I can sweep. But yeah, Hippowdon is also going to go down to Cofagrigus rather easily. Do need to find out if it's especially a physical bulky, that would be very helpful in the game. Infernape could be a problem if it's not weakened enough, or if it has taunt, or if it's, yeah, it could very well be an annoying Infernape set that stops me from pulling off my sweep, but I do have to scout for it. If he is, for example, Scarfed, I know that I can definitely sweep with Cofagrigus on the Infernape, because Infernape is not capable of one hit KOing me. And depending on the damage, or depending on what move he locks himself into, I might be able to get a Nest Pot up as well, or just put in the sweep, or if I have damage state, then, you know, stuff like that. Vaporeon is a problem for my team. You will see that later on, but Vaporeon is easily weakened by Cofagrigus, and it's set up for her if it doesn't have Toxic. If it has Toxic, then it might be a problem. Scald does kind of hurt as well, especially if it gets burned, that would be annoying, but if he has Toxic, that could stop my sweep. But other than that, Vaporeon is not a switch into Cofagrigus, I wouldn't say. Roserade, if it's bulky as it's Assault Vest, it is annoying. It can deal with Cofagrigus rather well, but weakening Roserade is not going to be the biggest deal for my team, I don't think. Tornado's Eye, yeah, I don't know, depends on the set he's bringing, but don't think it's going to be the biggest problem. Reuniclus, if he is strict on Reuniclus, it can definitely be a problem by Shadow Balling me back. Life Orb Shadow Ball is going to definitely hurt Cofagrigus, so. And if I am a little bit too late per sweep and he has set up a Calm Mind, for example, then it's gonna be rather interesting how that's gonna turn out. So, Bronzong is set up for if it doesn't have status and Toxic. And Empoleon, I don't think Empoleon is gonna do too much to me, but it can have Roar and it can roar me out, or just like I said, Toxic again. Next up, I have Manaphy. Manaphy is the backup sweeper. Also, Manaphy is there to stop his Sense Offense. I have a Rinduberry. Rinduberry is mainly there for the Roserade, because I do wanna. He might, for example, be Scarf Roserade. He might think that's good. I have seen it in different leagues. Scarf Roserade could be a threat. Also, if he's a Assault Vest Roserade, he might be able to lift the Ice Beam after the Tail Glow. So for that as well, I do have the Rinduberry just to not get bopped by an offensive Roserade, or defensive Roserade even. Ice Beam, Rain Dance, Scald, Tail Glow. As you can see, this set is completely bought by Vaporeon and Empoleon. So both of those are a problem, and I do have to weaken them, or I do have to get rid of them, to be honest, before I can sweep with Menifee. But for that I do have Cofergus, and I do have Absol, and Absol is a knockoff Sword Stance Sucker Punch Iron Tail set. This time I do bring Iron Tail, versus David I did not. But the Iron Tail is of course really useful versus his Mega Altaria, which otherwise would wall my Absol completely. I do outspeed it, and if he doesn't Dragon Dance up, I can Iron Tail to that if this SD is in place. Knockoff is good versus the remainder of his team. The only thing that is could be a problem is Infinite, because Infinite can be bulky. He can definitely bring defensive Infinite. Don't think he will, because it is only good versus Absol, but would be cool. I wouldn't mind that actually. So, but yeah, Infinite can Mach Punch me, can vacuum wave me. So Sucker Punch is the move that I want to go for, and it's not it's a 2-hit KO at +2, so it's not the strongest move, and I do need to weaken Infinite before I can put up the sweep with Absol, or I can put in more work with Absol than just going like one monster. Tornadus Eye gets outsped, can set up a Prankster Tailwind if he so desires to. He might bulk up, I don't know, but yeah, it's knocked off easily, or sacrificed easily too. Reuniclus could be Cobra Berry. Don't know. If he is, then he needs to hit a Focus Blast. If he's not, then he's gonna go down to a knockoff easily. Bronzong, knockoff, bopped, and Napoleon is easily weakened by knockoff, which is nice. I don't have superpower in the set, but knockoff is gonna do the trick for me, I hope. So we'll see if that turns out to be the thing. But I do think I have a few opportunities to set up a Sword Stance and can pressure Steam. Okay, next up is Elite Archeops. It's something I have not used yet in this league, and I wanted to use it, and I think this is the time for me to use it. It's Elite Archeops, Endeavor, Stealth, Taunt, knockoff, very standard. I wanted to run Quick Attack because Quick Attack might be able to deal with. I might be able to pull up another Endeavor on his spawns, depending on what's going to go down to the Endeavor plus Quick Attack then. But I decided to go with just knockoff to cripple his team a little bit more. Endeavor. Obviously, if I get knocked into Focus Sash range, Endeavor is going to put something else in Focus Sash range. Hopefully it's going to be one of the monsters that can do well against my team. For example, the Empoleon, the Vaporeon, which are the annoying ones, and I want to weaken them. Stealth Rock for, obviously, Stealth Rocks. That's obvious, of course. Taunt to prevent default, prevent setup, to prevent status, I don't know, to prevent everything that is not an attacking move. And knock off for knocking off berries, items in general, to annoy it and to cripple stuff. Next up, Mew. Mew is pretty much a specially defensive Mew with Taunters, knockoff Will-O-Wisp. It has leftovers because, like I said, he doesn't have any dark types or ghost types that can really do too much damage to me. It's specially defensive because it's here to check certain mons like Infinite, kinda. It doesn't do too well with Infinite because it cannot really hit it back. I do have Nidoqueen for that mainly. But also Tornadus, Roserade, Vaporeon, just name it. It outspeeds Mega Altaria or normal Altaria at max speed Jolly, or max speed Timid. To just download in case it wants to set up a DD, because as you can see my team is not really that great versus a Mega Altaria, and it can definitely pop me if he turns out to be Dragon Dance Altaria and my Nidoqueen and my Mew and my Cofergus are down because Menifee, because Menifee is pretty bulky sponsor. But yeah, he can definitely pop me if a well played Mega Altaria is unfit. Anyway, this thing does really well against the team except for the Reuniclus, and Reuniclus is a big problem for my team. But Menifee is able to deal with it, as is Absol, and hopefully Archeops can endeavor it if I get a chance to. And last but not least is Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen is an Ice Beam, Earth Power, Flamethrower set with Taunt. It's basically there's Taunt and there's Assault Vest, I know. I should change that. I had Taunt on it first because I wanted to prevent the setup from Reuniclus. And then I put on Assault Vest because Assault Vest was nice versus his let's see what versus his. I think it was Tornadus, I guess. Tornadus and Infinite, of course, if in case it's special. So But yeah, let's see, what should I think Taunt could be nice. I think Taunt would be nice. I'm gonna change this Assault Vest. Or maybe nah, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna just take this Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt. Thunder Punch, Thunderbolt. Just 4 attacks, Assault Vest. A lot of defensive vest, but not that much in special attack. This outspeeds the defensive, more defensive Alterias, and can hit him up with Sludge Wave, which is not on a set. Wait, hit of Ice Beam. Okay, I will keep this open. I forgot how much Ice Beam is gonna do to Mega Alteria, and decide if I want Sludge Wave or T-Bolt on this set, because I don't want to pressure Vaporeon to kill me and be damaged. I don't know, I'll check this out later. I don't really have the time to do that right now. So, Overpower, Flamethrower for the Bronzong if it's like Levitate. Overpower for Infinite, Ice Beam for Mega Alteria, mainly Roserade, so pretty self-explanatory. Vaporeon is a problem to this thing as well. So yeah, we'll see how I deal with that. Might put on Dragon Tail, would be nice. But Dragon Tail, Roar, but then Assault Vest. I don't know, we'll see. I don't know, we'll see. I can't tell you right now. Anyway, this is the team I prepared for Nacho. Some quick notes that I do have about Nacho's team is that I do have to find out what Infinite set he's running. Is he Elite? Is he a setup? Is he Scarfed, Physical, Special, what priority he's running? Everything is really useful to know. Also, his Reuniclus is very annoying, so I need to know if it's Magikarp or it's Regenerator. And basically if it's a setup mon or if it's just for attacks, or if it's T-Wave, if it's Trick Room. So those are the things that I do have to look out for. Of course, Mega Alteria being Physical Special is really useful to know. Let's see, anything else? Vaporeon is of course annoying. I think it's gonna be Wish. If it's not, then it's gonna be useful either way for me, so at least good news, I think. Let's see, anything else? Empoleon, Bronzong. If stuff has Toxic, of course, it's really useful to know for Cofarigus. But yeah, I think that's basically it. I don't think that's much more to say. Anyway, thanks for watching this part of the video. I'm sorry I had to rush this. I'm sorry my team is rushed. Hopefully that won't knock me out of the playoffs. Like that's gonna make me second, because that's not what I want. That's really not what I want. But there was lack of time, and I'm just gonna give you a heads up. I did not prepare a team for Sasha. I did just not have the time to do that. So I will use my alt team versus Sasha. Might make slight changes to it if I do find the time. But we'll see. We'll just see. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching this part of the video. Leave a like if you did enjoy, and leave a like if you think I'm gonna win, which you will see in about a few seconds if I can pull that off. So see you then. Alright guys, I just commentated the match versus David, and I'm gonna straight head on with the match versus Nacho. This is the final match from the GPC Season 2, so it's very much hype. And I was actually pretty nervous. Well, I was comfortable, but as well nervous. Because Nacho has a really good team, and my preparation felt good, but I needed to make some plays to pull off the victory, and that's what you will see in the game, which I had to, which I will show you right now. Before we start, actually, I want to say that I changed my Nidoqueen set because I didn't have the proper set before starting this game, when I recorded the analysis, but I changed my set to a live prop set with Taunt, and I don't think I changed the moveset or anything. So, and anyway, that's a Nidoqueen set I made it to. Taunt is really useful for the stopping Altaria, stopping Stealth Rocks from Empoleon, stopping defensive defensive this guy, defensive Hippowdon, I don't know, stuff. It stops it. Taunt is nice. Anyway, I said I was gonna lead Archeops, and I already made the stupid mistake of leading with Nidoqueen. And I led up with Nidoqueen, I don't know why, because Arceus was the best lead, regardless. But I expected him to lead off with Tornadus, and I expect him to be faster than me, or at least with the Taunt, of course, faster than me. But yeah, I still think Arceus would have been the best lead, because yeah, he might further score Arceus, as I did bring up multiple times. But yeah, I'm starting off on the wrong foot, but I have two things that work out for me On his team, no Infinite, no Reuniclus. The two biggest threats in my opinion versus my team, he didn't bring both of them. So that's great for me, and that means that my team is actually matched up a lot better than I hoped versus him. So I do feel like I have a good chance of pulling through with Cofergus, with Mew, with Absol, with Murphy, with Archeops, and with Nidoqueen. First turn, I go for the taunt. I expect him, as you can see in the chat, I expect him to be Shuka Berry, but I expect him also just to set up his Stealth Rocks, as I figured that this would be the Stealth Rocking, the one with Stealth Rocks in his team, and not the Hippowdon. But you will see he just goes for the Scald. Good play, I probably should have expected that too. I kind of did, but yeah, it was a 50-50 play for me, as I can follow that up by switching into Mew. He gets the burn on me, works out in both of our favors. I do have Will-O-Wisp of course, but it's nice to get just the instant burn on Empoleon, as I just risked up getting myself back to full health, as he goes into his Tornadus. He goes for the taunt, of course, wanting to cripple my Mew, as he probably knows by this point that this is some kind of stall breaker Mew again. As I switch in Toruk, and Toruk, because I didn't lead out with it, I figured that I could bluff the Scarf Archeops again. And that's what I do, and that's why I stayed in with Archeops on the, that's why I actually switched in Archeops on the Tornadus. I just go for a knockoff, knocking off the Hippo's item. Good, that works out for me because his Hippo is not getting any recovery right now. As I switch in Nidoqueen on his Toxic, I predicted something like Stealth Rocks or maybe a Rock Slide. But yeah, I also figured he could predict me to make a switch into Nidoqueen, so he might have gone for the Earthquake. But luckily for me, the Toxic happened, and I can hit him up with a nice Ice Beam, which works out for me because that's gonna, as you can see, that did a lot of damage to him. So he gets the first KO on my team with the Hippo's Earthquake. So yeah, that's annoying. Now my team basically, to revenge kill it, I need Manaphy to do that, because everything else on my team either gets hit by an EQ first, for example Cofergus, or just doesn't knock him out. So Manaphy is the one I have to go into, and he has an easy counter in Empoleon. So yeah, at least I force out the Hippowdon, but yeah, at the cost of 6% sandstorm damage. As he goes into Empoleon, and as you can see, this is his Stealth Rocker as I expected him to be, as he gets up to 3 Stealth Rocks against my Manaphy. I expected him to do such a play. I almost wanted to Tail Glow and just do some good damage with Scald on the next turn, scouting for the Roaring, etc. But decided not to, decided to go into Mew, because I could bluff the Defog on Mew for 1, and also just because Mew is a nice counter to Empoleon and can put in work against his team, because it can just burn everything on his team at this point. As you can see, he predicts me to go for a Defog, as I go for a Will-O-Wisp, expecting him to make a switch into possibly Tornadus or into Altaria, and he does go into Altaria, so that's nice. Fearing this Altaria to be Dragon Dance and Refresh, I go for the Taunt, although I expected him to be a Hyper Voice set, because I do have, like I said, Cofergus, which would be a good counter to Altaria. So, and I know that I can live an offense, especially offensive Altaria's hit very easily with Mussolini, but he crits me, and that's annoying because the crit does a lot of damage. And luckily I survive it with the leftovers, but it does mean I have to roost, and he gets a free switch into Topilo, the Excadrill. This is a play which he predicted me to be a defensive Cofergus, as he made a double play into Roserade. Turns out I'm not a defensive Cofergus, so yeah. I'd say, and I make the double Will-O-Wisp play, because if he is adamant max attack, I do outspeed his Mussolini, his Topilio's Excadrill, which I expect him to be adamant. He could be Jolly, but I think adamant would be fine, because he still outspeeds my Scarf Archeops if I decided to bring that, or if he prepared for that exceptionally. So yeah, I go for Will-O-Wisp, he switches in Roserade, and I figured that Roserade couldn't do too much to me, because I'm special defense Mew, I am built to take on this Roserade, but it turns out he's offensive with Leaf Storm, and that just knocks me out. So kind of underestimated the power of Roserade, and kind of forgot that Leaf Storm was the play that he was more likely going to go for, so yeah. At this point, since I didn't see life orb damage, I figured he would be Scarf, Assault Vest, Yatsberry, he could be anything but Specs even, and that's why I did take a long time before switching Cofergus here. But I did switch in Cofergus in the end, and went for the Trick Room. And Trick Room is really nice for 16, as you can see. And I go for the Nest, but he switches in his Tornadus, and I feared the Taunt right here, expecting me to Nasty Plot up. Because it's of course priority Taunt, so luckily he decides to just go for damage and weaken my Gofergus because he knows that it's a threat to his team. As I have a nice Nasty Plot up and I can just go for the Shadow Ball. If he is really bulky Tornadus, he will survive this, but if he's anything but a really bulky Tornadus, he will just die to the Shadow Ball. As he more than likely is not a very bulky one, since he decides to switch out and take his Empoleon. So the counter to Manaphy is gone, that's really nice. As now he goes into Excadrill, and Excadrill at this point can of course knock me out with any hit of his, because I'm not physically defensive. And also I expected this Excadrill to be either Assault Vest or Lumberry. And because he switched it in so confidently on me, I figured he would more than likely be Assault Vest over the Lumberry, while leaving the hit from my Shadow Ball from the Gofergus. So I decided to go for the Will-O-Wisp, crippling this Torpedo, the Excadrill, and turns out that he is not Assault Vest because I just straight knock him out with the following Shadow Ball. It does a clean 88% damage, and he's dead, he's gone. Unfortunately the Trick Room ended, so maybe I could have gone for the Shadow Ball straight up and KO'd the Excadrill, and I would have had another turn of Trick Room to hit up, I don't know, maybe Hippo, maybe Altaria. But yeah, it didn't work out for me that way. He's 4-3 in, like it's 4-3, 4 months on his side still left and 3 months on my side still left. As I go into Arceus again, scaring him out with the possible head smashes, as his Hippo is very low in health. He decides to stay in. I don't have head smash. I would have expected him to stay in regardless, because he doesn't have any switch instants anymore. So, but I do have to go for the knockoff, do some good damage. It turns out that I actually outspeed him, so he's more than likely like a modest set. Knockoff does good damage. Expert Belt is knocked off, so that's also nice. And on the following turn I can go for the Taunt, as knockoff wouldn't have knocked him out regardless, and Taunt is really nice because he now cannot taunt me, cannot taunt my Manaphy if I decided to go into that. Decided to actually switch up my game plan and wanted to go with Absol instead. And Absol, this is the play that this is like a 50-50 play. If he decided to switch out preserving this, he could have used it to check my Manaphy by taunting it and by just hitting it up with a good damage from its modest attacks. Or maybe speed keeping, I don't know what kind of set he is, but I figured he would be able to do some damage to Manaphy, and made sure that I would have been knocked out by, I don't know, Altaria or Roserade. So yeah, so I decided to go into Absol and go for this Sucker Punch, because Sucker Punch was my safest play, as with the Sucker Punch I would have been able to outspeed on the following turn, as on that turn I reached 115 base speed. And luckily it works out for me because he stays in, predicted me to overpredict, and probably going for the Focus Blast, trying to knock me out. Maybe Air Slash knocks me out, I don't know. He goes into Hippo, and honestly I expected me to kill Hippo at that range. Turns out I don't kill Hippo at that range. In the end it doesn't matter too much, because all he needed was the damage from the Earthquake, as even a Sword Dance from me wouldn't have helped me very much. Now, I expected him to be Roserade, his Roserade to be Scrubbed, because that was just in my mind at that point. And I figured that his best play would be go into Roserade, make a double switch into Altaria, predicting my Sucker Punch, and on the following turn let Altaria die and let me die to the hazards. Turns out he doesn't go into Roserade, and that should be the clue for me that, okay, he's not Scarf Roserade. As he just now makes the play for Altaria, and I can just Oko it with an Aerodil from that range of health. As I am now at 4% health, so I can easily knock this Scarf Roserade out with a Sucker Punch. But, oh my god, he is not Scarf Roserade. And I was just way too hyped at this point. I was in the match and I was like, oh my god, I'm so close to the victory. Let's grab it. So I totally forgot that he wasn't scarfed. There was a potential that he wasn't scarfed. He could have been Yahtzee Bear, he could have been Assault Vest, which both were able to check my mana feed. Because I expected beforehand that he was going to be either of those. So my best play was to just knock off. If he was scarfed, he would have gone for the Leaf Storm because it was his only grass move. He would have gone for Leaf Storm, he would have dropped his special attack, and my Rinder Berry would have easily saved me. And I would have been able to knock out the Rose Red because he wasn't Yahtzee Berry or Assault Vest because he was scarfed. That would have been the safest play, it would have been the best play. I would have had an easy 1-0 victory. Turns out I choked this game completely away because he turns out to not be Scarf Rosade, and he turns out to make a good play, banking on my choke and go for the Toxic Spikes, making me go down to Storm damage. And now, another thing. This was a deja vu from last season. Remember last season when I faced Kino? I made a panics. Like I panicked before the, well, not panicked I guess, but I made a rush change to the team without thinking it through too much. I changed the setup my boot ups from Live Orb to Lumberry. This time I felt that I didn't check Infinite well enough. I decided to change up Manaphy set before the game. I changed it to defensive set with Calm Mind to check Infinite a little bit better. But before this game started, like 3 minutes before we started, I decided to change it back because I knew that a rush decision like that would be bad for me. I didn't think that through, and I wanted to go with the safe option and how I planned to win this game, and that was with a Tail Glow Manaphy. Turns out I did change back the Tail Glow Manaphy to the correct set, except for I made a modest. I didn't change the modest back to timid. So, oh my god, that bugged me in the ass real hard. As you can see, he turns out to be Yahtzee Bear. He turns out to outspeed me at first. My Random Bear saves me. I still thought I made it. I was like, okay, the choke isn't that bad because I still have a Manaphy that outspeeds and can just kill this guy. I don't outspeed. And I was like, what the fuck? And okay, well played, I don't know what you did. And I was like, I was so confused, and I was like, I don't know. And I was like, oh. And turns out he was Yahtzee Bear, so well prepared on his end. Yahtzee Bear was something I kind of expected. And I was like, okay, it's over. I made the same mistake I did last season, and I choked away this game. And yeah, I couldn't live with myself at that point. I was like, oh my god, I did the same thing. Good game to Nazi because it was a very close game, as you can see. But you can read the screen, and you saw just the hit land right here. He misses the Leaf Storm as Sledge Bomb. He did carry Sledge Bomb, but it was a roll. Okay guys, this is literally right after the game. It's... what? I'm not even sure what to say. I'm honestly... I thought I lost. What? I don't even know, man. I don't even know. This is crazy. I basically choked near the end, almost throwing the game away by just assuming he was Scarf Rosary. When he turned out to not be Scarf Rosary, and I figured I had lost at that point. As I am Modest Manaphy instead of Timid Manaphy, as that was a last minute change, which was actually I changed this to Calm Mind Defensive and decided to change this back later on, but I forgot to change it to Timid instead of Modest. I completely forgot, so that was completely almost my fault again that I completely last minute changes. Oh my god, I don't even know, man. This is pretty crazy. I don't even know. Definitely a good game. I thought you had to win, and because I choked near the end, I was stupid enough to choke and to have another fucking another fucking last minute change, which I didn't think through completely. And yeah, this is crazy. It's just crazy. Anyway, thank you for watching this. I don't know what to say. I really don't. my throat's really dry. I don't even know. I won, but I doesn't feel like I won yet. I am smiling, so I don't know, man. I'm the loss of season 2, I guess. So that's gonna be bad news for me in season 3. Holy shit, guys. And despite all the horrible handling on my end, despite me basically throwing my own game away like I did last season, again, the same fucking mistakes. Luckily, someone out there decided to blast me and decided to not have this exact same thing happen to me. So this means I will win the GPC Season 2. Not the game how I wanted to play it, not the win how I wanted to win, the game how I wanted to win, I don't even know. I'm still a little bit surprised at how this went down. And the biggest thing that kind of annoys me at this point is that people will remember this Season 2 victory by that miss, and that's kind of annoying because I did prepare the right way. I did make Manaphy timid. That was my preparation. And just the stupidity of me that cost me the game almost again. So yeah, I'm just glad I won. I'm glad this didn't like me this. Hopefully at this point happen to me next season again, because that would be the 3rd time in a row that I would completely screw myself over and completely screw myself out of the win. But luckily someone out there was nice and felt that I deserved the victory after last season, getting hexed last season, making the same mistake. And I should have won last season. I still think I should have won last season, and this season I still think I should have won this season, despite me screwing it up in the end. But I didn't. I made it. I'm a winner. Got him. I got a star on my logo. Okay, guys, let me know everything. Let me know what you thought of this game in the comments below, in the comment section below. I'm still flabbergasted. So anyway, thanks for watching this video, and leave a like if you did enjoy this. Leave a like and leave a comment. Please leave a comment. I would definitely appreciate it. And I still need to recover from what the fuck happened and how and what. I still don't know. But thanks for watching, and see you later. See you for season 3.